What makes night?
Where does the sun go?
Why is night always followed by day?
Does all the world have daylight when we do?
What makes day?
Jim Lewis and his sister Jane have wondered about these questions. So they've asked Dad to tell them about day and night. Dad says to understand day and night, we must first know what the Earth looks like. The Earth is like a big round globe. It is always turning, making one complete turn every 24 hours. Of course, the Earth doesn't have a real rod running through it, like this, but people speak as though it has. They say, the Earth turns on its axis. This axis is an imaginary rod, which runs through the Earth from the North Pole at the top to the South Pole at the bottom. This constant turning of the Earth on its axis, one complete turn every 24 hours, makes day and night. To show how it does this, Dad first finds the place where Jane and Jim live and marks it on the globe with this little flag. Then Dad says the room should be dark, so let's pull down the window shades to keep out the sunlight. Now, is it like day or night on our globe?
It's like night.
That's right, Jane. And where does the light that makes day come from?
I know, the sun.
Yes, Jim, the sun. So let's pretend this flashlight is the sun for our globe. The real sun, of course, is ever so much larger and brighter than our flashlight. Now, with our flashlight shining on the Earth, is it like day or night?
It's like day.
Over the whole Earth?
No, this half is dark, like night.
Will that side always stay dark?
No, every part of the Earth has both day and night.
How does the dark side get daylight? Does the sun move around there?
I know. The sun doesn't move around there. The Earth turns. The globe should be turning.
Yes, the globe should be turning, because the Earth is always turning. So, Jane, suppose you turn the globe.
But which way?
The Earth always turns towards the east. Can you tell in which direction that is?
Well, north is always at the top of the globe, so this direction must be east.
Right, Jane. Now, with the globe turning correctly to the east, let's watch for our flag.
There it is.
And what time of day is it?
It's nearly morning.
Yes, we are leaving the darkness of night, and the sun is just beginning to light our city. As our part of the Earth turns out of night into daylight, it's sunrise, and we start another day. If we were on the globe and looking eastward, we would see the sun seem to rise, just as it does each morning. But we'd know that the sun wasn't really rising, that it was the Earth's turning eastward into the light that makes it seem as if the sun were rising. In the country, farmers are already at work out in the fields or around the barns. And in the city, children are getting out of bed, having breakfast with Mother and Dad, starting out from home to join their classmates on the way to school. And as the Earth turns, our city moves through morning until it is almost directly under the sun. This is noon, the brightest time of the day. Noon is a busy time for most of us. City streets are crowded with people leaving their places of work to have their lunch. Then the afternoon begins, and as the Earth turns further, it gets later in the day for us. It's now about 3 o'clock.
That's when we get out of school.
And that's the time, too, when we have fun playing games with our friends.
Yes, and soon Dad will be coming home from work, and daytime will be nearly over. Now our city is about out of the sun's light, and we are starting night. The sun seems to set lower in the western sky, and darkness comes over our part of the world. If once more we were on the globe, but looking westward this time, we would see the sun seem to set, just as it does each evening. But we know that the sun isn't really setting. It is the Earth turning away from the sun into the darkness. We have night and darkness because our part of the earth has turned away from the light of the sun. In our part of the world, it is now night, and people here are in bed sleeping. But while we are asleep in our city, around the earth from us, in Hawaii, it is late afternoon, nearly sunset. That part of the earth is still in the light of the sun. Here, people are ending their day's work in the fields of sugarcane and going home for supper. And still further around the earth, to the west, it is full daylight. In China, it is noon and the sun is overhead. While we are sleeping, these Chinese boys and girls are outdoors in the sunlight, playing games, having fun during their noon recess from classes. Still further around the earth, it is just sunrise. This part of the world is turning into the light of the sun. Here in Poland, it is getting light, and children are just waking up from their night's sleep to begin their day in the fields helping father. Thus, while one half of the earth is having daytime, the other half is having night, and every part of the earth has both day and night because the earth is always turning and the sun is always shining. Now Jane and Jim know what makes day and night. The sun gives light, but it can only shine on one half of the earth at a time. While one half of the earth is in sunlight, the other half is in darkness. They've also learned that although the sun doesn't move around the earth, every part of the world has both day and night. This is because the earth turns once on its axis every 24 hours. You'll remember, too, that since the sun can light only half of the earth at a time, while American children are sleeping at night in our part of the globe, in other parts of the world, Hawaiian children are leaving their fields at dusk. Chinese children are playing in the sun at noon. And Polish children are just waking up in the morning. Besides learning more for yourself about day and night, there are many other interesting things you can learn as you study our turning earth.